Welcome to the Patriots Lab, where we ain't even trying to make them liberals mad. Cause freedom of speech is what us individuals have. It's the gift when we gab, talking about things that the brainwash cannot mentally grasp, like staying loud and waving our American flags. This is for the free thinkers, wearing their MAGA and wearing the cags. Draining the swamp is the ultimate goal, but the sheeple will swear it's a fad, like it's just a phrase. But when we show them the facts, the fools got nothing to say, and deep government state wanna get up in our face, but hasn't done it yet cause Trump's in the way, trying to protect us from a troublesome fate. And because of that, we'll never lose our faith, plus God keeping us cool and safe. But I just hope we get 4 more years so we can throw a huge parade. I can see it now, Patriots on a float, and POTUS will go down in history as one of the GOATs for making the swamp pay for taking every one of his votes. His enemies are the cancer, whether or not Trump give him the smoke. Now relax it back and take notes as we kick facts with the homie Ray though. Speak your mind in the Patriots Lab. It's freedom time in the Patriots Lab, where we ain't even trying to, we make them liberals mad. I said speak your mind in the Patriots Lab. It's freedom time in the Patriots Lab, where we not even trying to, we make them liberals mad. I said, speak your mind in the Patriots Lab. It's freedom time in the Patriots Lab, where we not even trying to, we make them liberals mad. Speak your mind. It's freedom time. Without even trying to, we make them liberals mad.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Good afternoon. Well, it's almost afternoon. It's still morning time. I've sent out the link. Still got some more to send out. This is your boy, your man, whatever you think I am. He, she, who knows today? Who knows what I'll wake up wanting to feel tomorrow? Today, I feel like being silly. Nah, for real. On a real note. Muhammad, what's up? Good morning. Good afternoon. Whatever part of the country you're in, I have just sent out the links. And I hope my volume is good. I'm going to double check, make sure everything's good. Country you're in. Yep. All right, we up and running. Get some eyeballs a chance to get on up here. Let me check out, make sure. See what we have here. I should have a couple of people to dropping through. I'm going to send out some more links. Also, let me see, who am I missing? I don't want to miss anybody, so I'm going to make sure that I do my due diligence, because I did reach out to a couple of people and see if we can have a good conversation. Y'all see the title? We're going to sit back, and today I thought we would dissect what maybe some of us didn't watch and maybe what some of us did watch last night. Joe Biden and the State of the Union. And we're going to see exactly what people think about it. So y'all drop your comments. I'm looking around in here because I want to see if I can. Y'all drop your comments. See, I didn't want to do that. That's what I didn't want to do. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to link up all my technology, get everything running right. So it's going to take me a couple of minutes to get everything actual and factual. I got to get stuff out my way. I got stuff all in my way here. But while I do this, still giving people opportunity to join the platform. I've got the link sent out. Technology's a mother. And y'all know, like, share, subscribe, ring that bell so y'all can get them instant notifications. Also, we are back up and running on YouTube. So may it be shadow banned, but we are still up and running. So y'all make sure y'all get on over there, like, share, subscribe, ring that bell so y'all can get them instant notifications. Also, and let me see. Make sure I got everything in this morning. Okay, that's running good. Now I gotta go over and let me see how YouTube, see what the YouTube family is doing. We're gonna sit back and we're gonna have a good conversation this morning. Oh, you know what? I didn't grab my coffee. So Let me see if I can do this. I'm grabbing my coffee, but I do want to leave y'all with a little bit of. I just can't leave y'all here. Just can't leave y'all here. So if y'all tell somebody I'm grabbing coffee and I'll be back. I'm back. I had to grab my coffee though. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and cut this off now. I'm back. We're gonna go ahead and cut that off. We'll get on over here. And I've sent out the links, so momentarily I should be having hopefully a couple of people keep making them cry. Yes, I try to keep making them cry. Let me see. But right now, I'm getting myself situated. I was supposed to be joined today by Dave Glavin with Boogie and the Bull, but unfortunately, he had other obligations that he had to. I hate this microphone. Let me see. Who we got this morning? We got Big Brother Bruce. What's up, bro?
Hey, man. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, man?
Man, I'm all right. You know, doing pretty good actually. I mean, even though bad stuff happens, but you know, that's just life. But I'm doing all right, man. Was kind of checking out people yesterday, man. Last night, people were live. I mean, half of these people I don't even think I've ever seen stream. All of a sudden, they're streaming because of the State of Union and stuff. Like people were up at the White House. People were, where was that? Up by the Now I can't think of it now. The Capitol and stuff, man. It's just funny, like how people are and shit, and people like what they say. It's just I don't know, man. It's entertaining.
Well, obviously they think they know what they're doing.
Well, no, I mean these are just people, I guess, just on just. But I mean they weren't in the thing. They didn't have no press pass to get in or nothing. But
right,
they were outside. People acting idiotic and stuff. Of all things, like you would think, with something like when they have those, like people, like they always want to fight with the police or say whatever. Just and you'll sit there and listen to these people, and you go, if people had an actual like structure and stuff, like and something like like speak up, because that's our constitutional right. We can speak up, but acting foolish, just because you don't like a cop or this and that. Like we can like and dislike, right? Like if I didn't like what he said or something, am I gonna attack the guy because he's right? But what I see is like you got a bunch of cops out there because obviously because the president and all and everybody, and then you just got just people that just I guess that think that it's okay to act criminally uh, and just out of line. We don't need those kind of people, man. You know what I mean? We don't need that. I don't need those kind of people. Fair to me is if somebody steals, like they try to steal your car, and that's a big thing. I don't know if you've been seeing, but Kias. Let's see, what was the other one? I think it was Honda that they're saying.
Right.
People are stealing cars left and right. So
speaking about that, didn't you we were talking behind the green
Yeah.
room and you were telling me that Mom Duke's car got broken into at one of those parking ride spots.
yeah, and yeah, she got so it's I don't know. One of those things is like they have security and stuff, but like then you wonder because of like the jobs and stuff that like a lot of people, all right, because like we were talking yesterday, the news can tell you a story, and that's what it's a story. But when they start putting stuff that's not true in it of their own opinion, which they're not supposed to do,
Right.
then people are wondering why they get yelled at. People screaming at them because they just tell you part of the story. They're not telling you the story and the truth of it, right? So, anyways,
Right.
there's security, there's police, but let's just be honest. Because of the economics that we're dealing with, we are short police. I don't know, security wise, yeah, they should be a hell of a lot more security. Obviously, there must not be. And again, I'm not blaming anybody, but the thing is, she's an old lady that works and has to work because of our times.
Right.
Honest, and for somebody to just do to break in her car and do that, it just sickens me because nobody's going to ever get in trouble for this. And that's just the honest opinion. Nobody's going to get in trouble for this.
No
And-
matter security cameras or nothing.
Well, I mean, listen, people here, well, maybe not in my part, but people in other parts of the counties, citizens with no records, older people, seniors, and stuff, people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s basically have to get guns. Not to say that our old folks or our family like that never had guns in their life or never, our grandparents, our mothers and fathers. Not to say our fathers didn't have it. Of course they did. But the thing is, they're slow. They're slow when it comes to calls, and that's because here, and like a lot of places, they're gonna go and do something that might take 45, might take 2 hours, might take 3 hours. Who knows? But that's just the way it is. That's because
Right.
cops are getting cut, and their hours are getting cut. So, a lot of them are retiring. A lot, you know what I mean? I mean, that's what do you think? A lot of these ones, like we see, like a lot of these ones from the last couple of Congresses, they're just like, well, I'm out of here. And some of them maybe because they chose to say stuff that pissed off the former president, or if it's, or they piss their party off. They did something, so they're like, I'm done. Like, you
Right.
can backlash me for the next year. You can say whatever you want, but they leave. They're leaving away, and that's what's happening to like our police, security, and all this kind of stuff. They're just kind of just like, there's not a lot. There's always been like break-ins. We get that. It's been going on forever. But today, what the world we live in, people are doing it more, and a lot more, and a lot more.
Well,
Not to say
nobody's
people
being
don't.
held accountable
I
for
don't see.
it, like you said, bro.
I don't. I don't see. And again, what's right? Like, you can arrest people. All right, they're breaking the law. That's fine. Then they have to pay a price. But if you are arresting one side and then you're not doing it for the other, see, that's how I look at it. You know, when Joe Biden came in, he said that he would work with his friends on the other side, and obviously he didn't. And that's his choice, and that's his party's choice. Okay, it's their business. But here's the thing: if he would have actually came out, brought, I don't know what is it, bro? Like, there's certain like from your speaker to your whatever next in line, whatever. He should have brought certain amount of people, whatever. If that was like Rick Scott, if that's like a Ted Cruz in the Senate, I don't know who else, like McCarthy, some of the other people that are like his top dogs, his top 10.
Right.
And you
Right.
take your top 5 and you take the other top 5 and you sit them in a damn room and you be honest. And you ask. I don't know why this wasn't done. You ask them, what do you want to pass? And then what does this side want to pass? And the president should have came in, since he said that, to be honest and say, we're going to meet right here. But ask the damn people that are passing stuff that's important from whatever. If that's helping veterans get off the street, because we don't hear a lot of that.
Right.
I hear people tell me it should be states that should deal with that. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But you've got people in Washington, D.C. that I've seen personally have fought for these people that are on the street, that are veterans, people that are homeless. Why can't Bauer get off her butt and her next in line? And why can't these people come together and talk? But again, why couldn't this just happen? Why can't we pass actual stuff that's going to actually make something really hold accountable? Okay, so put your people together. I want 5 of your top Dems, and I want your 5, and I'm talking 5 from the House, 5 from the, in the House. So we're talking Dems that way.
Right.
McCarthy's. So we're talking a good amount of people, and you sit them all down and you say, what do you want to do? And if you're the president, you say, okay, we can do 4 of these 5, but you got to do 4 of our 5. And they should have sat down with this crap, because criminals are getting away with a lot of stuff and they're chasing the wrong people. People
You are right about that.
sick and tired of getting their shit taken from them. People are tired of their pocketbooks because of food. Why couldn't these people come together? No, because he didn't want to do that. That's why I criticize Biden, because he lied to everybody and said he was going to work with people. But did he ever bring in the last 2 years? No, he didn't. You know who he had up there? Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Obviously, he finally started talking to Mitch McConnell and stuff. Why wasn't Mitch McConnell? Why wasn't the other speaker, McCarthy, and some of the top people in that office? Why? Why can we pass something that makes fucking sense instead of sitting here bitching about, oh, well, we need to pass all this and pass all this? We get it. But can we do one thing at a time, something that's meaningful? Crime is big time.
Well, you see, you already know. We've had this discussion months back, man. It's just I can't believe they're still letting people get away with the bull crap. But I hope was mom's car insured? That's the important thing.
Oh,
Insurance took care of it.
Yep.
See, it's just the inconvenience of having to go through, stuff like that. And you hit the nail right on the coffin. We know we're going to deal with crime. We know we're going to have to deal with things like that. But when there's no deterrent and when there's no, accountability in play to where people have something to think about, So
I don't care. I don't care if it was Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and what is it? Mitch McConnell, Rick Scott, Ted Cruz. All right. And these people like Ted Cruz, I don't like, and I've heard other people, but I don't care. The point is you can't sit here and tell people you're going to do something. Biden also said he was going to help out seniors and shit. What has he done for them? Nothing. All right. I hear it, and I've talked to people, and they're tired and sick. They're just sick of all the fighting. All right. I've told you that. You know that. Attacks, shit's got to stop. You're a president. Act like a damn president. Quit attacking people. Act like a damn man. And if you don't like something, all right, then spiel it out. Say, listen, I don't care for this crap. But attacks, because attacks ain't going to get us nowhere. But again, that's his downfall. You can't be telling people you're going to work with them and then you straight up didn't. Crimes and homelessness is a big thing. I don't see none of them talking about that. All we're talking about is all these investigations, and that goes both sides. So tired of hearing about investigations. Tired of hearing about if Trump did this or if Trump did that, or if Biden's son. Guess what? People need to step up, be the law that you're supposed to be honest, and stop this idiotic shit, because Americans are sick. We're tired, because you have took and basically the administration has basically robbed everybody. Eggs are back up so damn high. I'm not paying $6 for a dozen eggs. Ain't happening.
Right. And you shouldn't have to, bro. You shouldn't have to. But let me ask you a question. Do you think just say there was a chance that things got back on the right track? Do you think there's a chance that we could ever get back to how things were?
I think we can get back. But again, people can't if they can't talk and be respectful and disagree on stuff. It's obviously it could. And see, it's like somebody I've been listening in the spaces every once in a while, and Freedom Express Media and stuff. I've always watched him since he went down to the vigils, and I've watched Glory B, Stormtrooper. Now these are people I just somehow came up on my feed. Now I've talked to David from Freedom Express Media off the line, and he's a nice guy. He's a caring person. And we disagree because he's who, what he is. And that's fine. But guess what? We're friends. We're brothers now, And
Right.
like you and me are brothers. But if I can sit and talk with you and we can agree and to disagree, we can go back. If I can talk to him and we can agree to disagree without idiotic attacks and stupid because does it really matter who we like? Back in the day, in the old days, like nobody cared if you liked this person or that person. You just that's how it was.
Right.
You agreed to disagree. There wasn't attacks, and people that want to help, the other side don't want to engage with them. Well, guess what? Now it's going to have to happen. Engagement is now going to have to happen in the House because the Democrats do not have control anymore. So if people are going to step up and start working, and I've called and I've said this, if you don't start agreeing, our country is just going to a shithole. I respectfully didn't say like that. I just said it's going into a crap hole. It's going bad. And if that's what you want to live in, then please step aside and let somebody that gives a crap and cares about the United States. So, again, it can. Will it? I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, we can only wait and see.
If people are helping them, and to me, it looks like some of them are.
Right.
It does seem to a point where it's like, and I'm not a fan of Schumer's. I'm not a fan of Mr. McConnell's.
Right.
But what I do see is a lot more conversing, talking, people actually not sitting on the floor saying, oh, well, obviously we all know what Ted Cruz did and he got busted for his lie. He left. Okay. That's fine. Because I know people that are like the Alex Steins of the world that called him out. And he is a Marjorie Taylor fan. He's an American that loves, right? That's his choice. But he's calling out what a lot of people won't do. You don't have to get nasty, but guess what? Call them out. But see, people like you and me, bro, we just got to sit back because you've been out there. You have done driving and spent a lot of money. You have talked about a lot of great things. You and the brothers and sisters and stuff and your wife, you have got people. And again, they say, oh, well, this left side is always together. And again, I just got to keep reminding people, when you are fighting together on something, whatever it is, if it's the people from the January 6th people or that crowd, they're together because you can see it. If you watch Spaces, watch them and stuff, they're together. And you got to remind them of that. But they always tell me, no, we're not like that. You are, because you all care. You all pray together. You all love, you're saying that you love each other. You're making sure people's families and their kids had Christmas. You made sure they had a Thanksgiving. You make sure they had food. That's togetherness, right? Or am I just dreaming over here? Like,
no, you're right. You're right.
I think because of what we live in, people say, yeah, I get it. I get why they say that. But it's that side of the people is not the Republican Party. Okay? They're just people that are like mothers, their wives, and they got children. And they are togetherness. Because if they weren't, why would they be sitting together every day, all day, talking, calling, making phone calls? That's togetherness. That's what you call love. You're given. Each people is researching something. Somebody. Hell, you know what? I didn't even realize. Was just listening. I walked upon a lady that's in the UK. Guess what? She's got an FM radio station that she's doing. Guess what? She's bringing the people, and she's gonna tell them their side. She's gonna tell them what happened. You know what happened. I don't have to ask you what happened. And I don't, and because I see it and I've researched it. But is that not cool? Like, you're just meeting new people, and to me that's togetherness, because they're reaching out to somebody. They don't know her, but they're reaching out. Now, guess what? Now, the people that they say is horrible, now they're going to be reached out to all over the UK, and people are going to, no, they're going to understand. And then obviously people are going to have to figure it out themselves. But it is togetherness, and if you can get that, and then put the people together, and I think it can work. The thing is, will it? That's I would have to say is the key. But until people that say they're Christian, and this goes for anybody that believes in God or whatever, you got to sit down, because do you really think God wants us all to be like, oh, well, the MAGA people are just a bunch of nut jobs, they're crazy? You don't want that. I don't want to live in a world like that of hate. So people need to start stepping up, even if it's little. And let's see if we can do it. But you and I can sit back, because it's got to be other people's choices to start themselves to talk.
Right.
If you hear attacks all day long, I'd leave. I don't want to listen to that. And it goes for the same thing. If I listen to, what was it? I was listening to the people talking about the vaccine stuff. Okay. Again, it's people's choice. I think people are realizing that if they want to do it, it's up to them. And I think that's what it should be. It should be up to any person. Again, that's just my opinion. If they want to take it or they don't want to take it. But when I hear people explaining more about it, instead of saying, well, I'm not taking it because they're forcing me. And if I don't take it, guess what? I don't get any visits. I don't get a job. I'm going to lose my job. No. You know what? If we can take little steps, all right, they need to mandate in the House and Senate to let people use it if they choose to. And if you don't do it, that's your business. Right?
Right.
So I think the little things, I think people are making these little things bigger. And obviously, when Biden came out and said all that about federal had to have, okay, well, we're going to, again, I think that needs to change. And I think that if we can come to a sitting table and say, listen, this needs to change. And I think if you get enough people from both sides, I think they could take that off the table. Biden could say, oh, nope, all right, this is over with. You have to do it this way. And I think just little things. But it's got to come from them people. You can tell them, but it's got to come from them. We're not the ones in that damn building. We're not arguing what should be right and what should be wrong.
Right.
What do we do? But I'll tell you something that somebody has been doing. Ashley Babbitt's mother and a few of them are going up to the. I didn't even know. Again, I've never been to Washington. They get to go to watch these things.
Speaking of that, Ashley Babbitt's mother and my my co-host, Lady
Your
Queen of the
co-host.
Patriots Lab. She sent me some pictures, and
Yeah.
she's up in DC, and she's with Ashley Babbitt's mom, and she's with the senators, the one from Florida, and a bunch of them, and they've gained a lot of support.
What is it? The late, what is it? Marjorie Taylor. Who else? Well, there's a whole bunch of them that got to go up there. There was a video that was out there.
Yeah,
Tommy,
that's awesome.
he did. And again, that if you're there, okay, you're not there, then guess what? You can go to your thing. Your co-host is there, she's going to trial, so she's not she's not doing the plea, is what she said. So,
She's got the gag order, so I know she can't talk.
Right.
She'll be gracing her lab once this is all said and done over with.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, she's man. And again, I've only seen her a few times, but I did see her yesterday. I didn't go into the spaces. I went and watched. I was watching the visual thing. So, and another thing that I think is just splendid. They've been finally having some peace over there because there happen to have certain people call, like what is it, Nicole or Mickey or David or Randy, because a bozo by the name of Defender of Ants. I call him the shitty poopy ant because he's just a nut job that he's completely lost it, man. Like, the disrespect that he did to Mickey was just horrible. But this is a guy that came out when I first seen him and said that he was for those guys and that he was like supporting them. But he's not. And thank God that he finally left and left DC and went all the way to Texas, which is great because we don't have to hear his big mouth, because all he does is regurgitate. If we keep regurgitating the same crap, then no. To your question, we'll never get anywhere.
I don't think they want us to get anywhere to be actual with you.
Well, I mean, that's on them, but you got to prove them wrong. I mean,
patriots.
Is moving forward. All right. If you don't fight, then what? What's the point? Then give up. You don't do that. I don't think somebody is going to be in somewhere for 2 years and say, "Oh, I'm giving up." No, if you're going to give up, you should have gave up in the beginning. Can't give up now. I mean, obviously, it's on the person. And listen, again, I don't. Anyway, you look at it, even if you take a plea bargain, like, you probably, and maybe not everybody, but wasn't the ones that in the beginning that took deals, like, what did they get? Like, did they spend a little time in jail and then they got released to an ankle monitor and just got to sit home and watch TV and shit and pay fines? That's what I seen at first, and I could be wrong on that, but I did see people only getting like 60 days in the beginning, and then people were let out on house arrest. I don't know.
Well, they only thing they wanted them to do was to basically plead guilty so they can say they did something that they didn't do. I thank God for individuals, patriots and patriots, like my co-host Victoria White,
Yeah.
who
But she's going to trial.
who have the integrity.
Is she going to trial?
I'm not sure. I can't comment either way. I haven't
I
gotten
thought
any
that's
first-hand
what I heard.
info. Oh yeah, she's going to trial as far as I know.
I just I heard her say something. I wasn't sure. I don't want to speak out of turn or anything
As far as I know, she's still going to trial. But it seems to me if they wanted to try her, they would have went and gave her a court date, took her to court, and found her guilty or innocent. So there's a reason that they're prolonging everything. They're trying to break her, in my personal opinion, to take that plea. But lo and behold, she's got the support of great Americans behind her and beside her. And girl, I told you, don't forget about me when you get that. When you get that now. Don't forget about me. It's a damn shame what you got to go through, but I've always told you, Miss Victoria White, you will be one of the faces of freedom. You will be one of the faces.
Yeah, it's a damn shame, all right. Sure is. What a damn shame. But
Mary Smith,
again,
good morning.
I seen let's see, Glory B was videotaping and talking to people. She's down at the vigil every night.
Right.
When she's done. But she talked to what's his name? Stuart Rhodes' attorney. And he's, I don't know, man, like the guy, like, again, nobody can say that these, and I can speak for some, all right? Nobody can say that they didn't have like a good one because the guy he had, was good. Like shit, at least the ones I've seen, okay, that I got to see live. And that's not coming from the news. That's coming from the actual people from that visual that were talking to him. But he said like a lot what you say, and he thinks it's really BS. He thinks people should have that have the right, and it seems that others, again, we speak upon. It's fair for one side, but it's not fair for the other. But again, he said that he's going to do what he can. He seemed really, really optimistic. He seemed happy. So again, I don't know, man. I've never been to DC, so I am not here to speak out of line on anybody. But I have heard like little recordings they have for some, not the Stuart Rhodes guy, but like for other people that are doing what they have hearings. They had links. Mickey and them had links to where you could listen to recorded print, which was cool. But again, the guy seemed really, really happy. I don't know if it's something up his sleeve, but it seems that he's all in, and he's going to continue to keep being all in, and he's going to do whatever he can to help out the people that he represents.
I mean, well,
it's little, man. It's little. It's nothing big, obviously, but it's something.
That's right.
You know what I mean? What? We gotta be as people is got to look at things. I know, like when I was growing up, my dad always told me, no, it doesn't have to be nothing that's like big and done like that. But if it's something that's small that might take a little time, it rewards you in the end. And I don't think my dad's wrong.
No,
I think that we've got to take little steps at a time. It says in treatment, this is what I've done for since I stopped using heroin, I stopped drinking, is I took every day I took a little steps. I talked to people. Just it was little each day, and then I would learn something, and then I would get that, and I would have to get that stuck in my brain, and I just have to keep going. If that was like the treatment center I was in, okay, instead of running off and saying screw this, I would clean. I would do like after breakfast, after lunch, I would do dishes. If people were outside enjoying their family and my family didn't come because I just didn't, they couldn't at the time, then I would clean up our kitchen. I would clean our stoves out. Put myself together. But I was always taught, do not reach too far because, again, you reach too far, you're going to fall down. So,
you're right. You're right. Hold on one second.
Man,
Hold on.
Girl, and you got to talk. I mean, your co-host. I'm glad that you got pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Again, those people are doing something. So the people that are bitching about you, guess what?
Keep talking, Big Bruce.
No, the people that are complaining. Listen, we don't have to agree with the situation. I look at it like this. All right, when you break the law, and if you seriously did something wrong, then you gotta pay the consequences. That goes for me. I did. I look at today. I'm going to look at myself. I'm not going to look at what those people did. I'm going to look at me, and I'm going to say this: is that I chose to do bad behavior. I chose to do the bad behavior. I'm the one that broke the law by buying drugs, trying to support my habit to bring people in to buy drugs so I could get my free one. Guess what? Any way you look at it, that's breaking the law. Simple as that. You got to pay for what it is. I look at it today as, okay, there's people that do, and then there's people that didn't. And the ones that didn't, that believe that they're innocent, then guess what? All you can do is trust in them. And if you don't, that's your business. But if they say, hey, I didn't do anything, this is what I did. And I've heard so many of these ones. Heard a guy yesterday, January 6th guy. He said, I didn't go in the building. He says, you know what I did? I was on the property. I deserve to get a trespassing or whatever it is. That's what he said. He came out as a man and said, I shouldn't have been on that property, but guess what? I love America, so I'm here. But that's what he said. So the naysayers, if you're going to sit there and say, hey, this person did this person did that, well, guess what? Look at your fucking self. Look at yourself in the mirror and quit blaming others. Because the people like the Victoria Whites and Mickey and them, they don't have to, Mickey doesn't have to be there. But she is there because she's tired. She's an American that's tired of what's going on. And that is her right. So what are they doing? While the others are bitching at him, complaining about Mickey, saying horrible things about him. But guess what? They're talking to everybody. They're sitting in those hearings. And when those hearings are done, guess what? They're talking to him. Guy from Florida, I can't think it's a black guy, Byron something.
Yeah, the one I was just, yeah.
Talk to Mickey. Go ahead, bro. I'm just saying, Bruce does not agree with the people that went in, but Bruce also wants to know their story.
Can you see me, Big? Hey, Bruce, can you see me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you the picture she sent me.
Sweet. Hey, we get some pics.
I told you. That my girl, man. That my girl. For those of you who doubted.
Sweet, man.
I'll show you another one.
I love the pics, man. I love the videos that they do, man. Oh, yeah, see, there you go, right there, see? Are these people
those are the only ones I'm going to show you. That's to just let you know that I know what the hell I'm talking about.
That's fine. But as I'm saying, they have a right under their constitution, everybody's, yours, mine, everybody. They have a right. They can be there. They're not breaking the law. They're nice, being peaceful, and they're talking to people. So the ones that are out there that are saying all this horrible stuff about Mickey or different people, listen, I don't agree with none of it. Okay, and that's my personal opinion. I've told people, but you know what? I'm a caring person. I want to know the truth. I want to know their story. I don't want to hear the federal government side. I want to hear the other side. Okay, because guess what? There's always two sides to a story.
That's right.
So the news, what are they doing? They take one side. That's it. Like I said earlier, they take one side. They're telling you part of a story, and then they want to put their blend of whatever into it, and that's not right.
Well, like I've told a lot of people, I sit in a unique position as
Yes,
one
you
who
do.
was there, but at the memorial, the tall one, and I always stipulate that in case that Mr. FBI, how you doing? Yeah, I was at the tall one, wasn't nowhere near the Capitol steps. Unfortunately, my co-host at that point did get wrapped up into some situations up there, but you know what? I know the truth, and the truth will set her free. And I get a perspective that not many people get because I got an in-depth, inside, actual communication with what's going on, and I know what really went down, and not just with her, but knowing through conversations and stuff that she's had with others and things of that nature. So I bring a different perspective because I bring, well, I mean, I guess you, to keep it actual and factual, you would have to call it secondhand knowledge since it's not directly from their mouths to mine, but you know, it is what it is. But thank God for individuals like them who stand on principles and morals and
And
courage and character.
everybody knows that, like, when they have stuff like outdoor events, especially this stuff, like, I mean, every day there's something like in Washington D.C. I know that I follow like some of these people, like a guy that's just he's a camera guy that goes around and he goes to D.C. He goes to Virginia, he goes to West Virginia, he goes up into New York, goes to places, and he films stuff. And when you actually listen, and yes, they're on camera and they're speaking to the world, but you actually listen to them. Most people are just genuine people. You do got your people that are a little far out there with stuff. But again, that doesn't mean every one of these people that were there that they believe with every acknowledge of what everybody says, because they don't all agree. They believe what they choose to believe. That's their business. Okay.
Exactly.
If there's a billion different ways to steal like an election, okay, and they believe that, then guess what? This is how you do it as somebody that will sit here, and my brother here may not accept it, but he's my brother. I love him. He loves me. What I don't believe it was stolen, but if he believes it, guess what you do as a genuine person, and you just try to be all right. You say, okay, then if that's what you believe, you respect it. You don't attack him because he believes that. If that's what he thinks happened, and his friends that believe in that, then guess what? They can believe that. You don't have to attack them because they believe in something different than you. God put us on this earth to all be different. If we were all the same, um, you know, that just would be it just would be horrible. I like to learn new things. I like to hear different views, and I will always be that way. But attacking them because, or anybody because that's what they believe, or because they like Trump or something, that's not right. Um, that's just how I feel. I'm just sitting back. I just listen, I have talked, I've called, I've done a lot of things, and nobody seems to want to listen when you try to talk to these people. I talk to people here where I live. I actually got a phone back from one of the I don't know if I can't remember if he was a house member or what, but he called, and it's like he knows that people need to be housed, like that are homeless. He knows that, but he's not. But like, there's not a whole lot you can do if you can't sit down with other people and figure a plan out, because nobody wants to do that. I can't. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to cuss him out because he can't do it? All he can do is
Right.
say, "Hey, I can keep trying and keep trying and keep trying." But if nobody's listening, then nothing's gonna go. You know. So
People,
I mean, what it
patriots,
is.
whoever you consider yourself to be. I got my man Big Bruce in the house with me today, and it's always a pleasure and an honor when I can get him on here, because we agree to disagree at times, but normally, and 9 times out of 10, we're trying to both get to where we're getting to, which is in the same direction. And we're just tired of what's going on, and we just want to see it, because like he said, what he said is very simple, man. We just need to learn how to just get along and be able to listen to each other's different ideas and each other's different perspectives without wanting to cancel each other. Family members wanting to cancel family members because all of a sudden they don't agree with what's going on the same side. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, us as individuals, we gonna believe the truth is what the truth is, and we gonna believe a lie is what a lie is. We all gonna have our own opinions. I listened to a pastor the other day. He said it's amazing how two people can hear the same scripture and get two different things out of it. So it's all about what your perspective is, because we're not going to get the same thing out of the same thing. We're not. So, but man,
No,
I tell you what,
true, man. That's true. That is true. Just because there's two, like, if somebody reads the Bible and one person says it this way, one person says that, doesn't mean it's wrong. Doesn't mean either of them are wrong. It's just what the person believes.
Or how they interpret it, because they're going to interpret it different.
Right. And that's it's like when you hear if you hear like a Republican senator and what he like or she believes to make something happen. But if like the guy I talked to, he says, I would love to, like help out and do more for veteran, and that's like what he wanted to do, or help homeless people and stuff. Then like he's just one, but his idea is not going to be the same as maybe another person's idea. But if they can talk about it, but if it's only his thing and he says, hey, people don't want to talk to me, then nothing will get done. And I think that's what needs to happen. They need to sit down. And that's everybody. Whoever's in this 118th Congress, I don't care who it is. They all need to sit down together, and they all need to stop attacking each other and figure out a plan to do whatever they're going to do, and put force to it. But if one person says, "Hey, I'm not doing that because of this," well, then guess what? Then it just derails everything. All right. It's like, are you gonna have somebody? Okay, It's like this. Are you gonna give a truck driver? You're gonna give them this load to take food. All right. Are you gonna give a ship or a truck a half a thing of gas to get it? Like, it ain't gonna happen. Like, that guy is gonna have to have a full amount of gas, and the ship is going to have to be filled up. All right. So if they're not, it's like telling them you can go from say like the Philippines to the U.S. on the boat, you're not going to make it on a half. It's not going to happen. So
Right.
what you do is you talk, you get it, and you talk to whoever's that's charged, and you talk to other people, and you say, hey, this thing needs to be filled. This has to be put on this. But a truck driver's not gonna drive from where brother lives to where I live at on half a tank of gas. Ain't gonna happen. You gotta say, okay, it's got to be filled, and we want this. All right. He says that. All right. Ray goes, that truck is mine. It needs to be filled up. This truck needs to be filled up. All right. You guys got to go on your way. You work, but you can't work if you're halfway there.
Right.
Ain't gonna work. It ain't. It's just like if you're halfway there, it's just like it's like somebody stopping you right there. But if you can say, yeah, this need, like everybody can agree, yeah, it has to go to, let's say where he lives, it has to be, the food has to get shipped to that grocery store, all right, or whatever. The gas truck has to be at that gas station to fill up. If so, you can't be stuck in the middle. You got to make sure that you can talk little by little and then fill it up, and then you go do your job. But I don't think it's a bad thing when you disagree. If people can disagree to respectfully, I think that it can work in its ways too. I think.
Disagreement's part of life. I mean, whether it's in your household or whether it's in school, no matter, it's disagreement's part of society. So whether we like it or not, we have to figure out a way to get along and respect one another, even if we don't agree with one another, because at the end of the day, we're all different. Our values are different.
Human beings, man. Shouldn't we? I mean, you know what? And this is just maybe my interpretation, but God is not telling us in the Bible to go and say, horrible things to people. Okay. God's not telling us to go, like, it does say thou shalt not steal and stuff. Like, that's when they, like, he wrote that, like, to my interpretation of, like, what was it, of Mary and stealing the apples. Like, it's like, that's just my interpretation, but it's not, it may not be his. But God didn't put us on this earth to hurt each other.
Right.
He does. We need to love each other. We got to be kind to one another. If you're a Christian, then that's what you should follow. Nobody's going to follow God's every move step. That just doesn't work today. Right. But if you follow what he says to be kind and be loving, then maybe that's where we need to start, is to be kind.
Well, we got to start somewhere. We got to start somewhere.
Right. Got to start somewhere. I don't know where to start at, but being kind to each other maybe is a little start. Sitting down, maybe talking for an hour if you got that hour, or if you got a half hour, whatever it is. I don't know these people's schedule, but if they can sit down, then we can move forward. You want to help? You got to have both sides, because this side wants this side wants that. Well, meet in the middle, like we say. Fill that gas up. Meet in the middle. Fill it up. And agree with it, and be, nice about it. You don't have to say we don't get everything. We all know that they don't get everything.
Right.
But you got to get what's gonna help, and that everybody can say, you know what? Guess what? We did do some good work today, and we did get this one thing done. No, we didn't get 20 things done. We got this thing done, and that's, and we respected about it. But again, it's got to start somewhere. So I don't know where they start, but being kind is saying that they should start.
I had a good time with you this morning, Big Bruce. I appreciate you for tuning in.
You too, bro.
Appreciate
Have
you
a good day,
tuning in.
I'm gonna
I
jump
mean, you
off
don't
here.
have to run off. I mean, I'm about to get
No,
in. You know, I
I'm
actually had
about
a
to
show
go.
for today, and I hadn't gotten into it, so I'm gonna actually get into
Well,
it.
you
So
go ahead. I've got because I'm gonna be running the store. Me and my dad are gonna be going out, so I gotta go
okay,
do some
okay,
errands.
okay. Well,
But hey, man,
understandable.
it's always fun to come on and talk with you.
All right, I appreciate it. I appreciate
All
it.
right, brother. Take care,
All
man.
right,
You have a
you
good
have a
one.
great one. All right. Yes, yes, people, patriots, whoever you consider yourself to be. That was the great Big Bruce, and hey, it's always a pleasure when I'm able to have him onto the platform. He brings a a reasonable and a level-headed perspective to things that are going on. But y'all go ahead and grab yourself a cup of coffee. Do what you need to do. I'm just gonna sit back and we're gonna get into hour number 2, and we're gonna get into the SOTU, State of the Union. And I want y'all to drop your comments and let me know what y'all think about last night's performance with Mr. JB. So we're gonna get into that here in a second. Y'all go ahead, like, share, subscribe, ring that bell. I am up running on YouTube. And if you want to go to my YouTube channel, this is the YouTube channel. So y'all go ahead and it's Into the Patriots Lab. Into the Patriots Lab. Y'all make sure y'all go over there and ring that bell so you can get them instant notifications. Like, share, and subscribe. And we're about to get in hour number 2. So get in where you fit in. And let's take off. I appreciate Big B for coming and sitting in for the first hour. And now that we are back on track, drop your comments and let's get into it. Let's finish the job. Let's finish the job, Joe. That's the name of the title. Are we gonna fall forward again, America? I don't think so. I don't hope so. I pray not. So this is what we're gonna do. Let's finish the job, Joe. Let's start off with the economy. Let's do that first and foremost. Because I think people need a refresher course in what's actually been taking place. When Joe Biden took office, the economy was sitting at 1.4%. 1.4%. That's where the economy was sitting when Joe Biden took office. Some miraculous thing happened though. During the time that he has been in office, it went up to a crazy number of 8.9%, which was the highest within 40 years. And he taunts the fact that he has now brought it down to 6.7%. Was that 1.4%? He took it up to 8.9%, and now it's sitting at 6.7%. We still have a huge gap between where it sits now and where you took over at it. So what are you trying to what's the point that you're trying to get across? Okay, let's switch over to gasoline. Gasoline when Joe Biden took office was $2.39 on average. Joe Biden took it up to $5 a gallon on average, and now has taken it down to $3.50 a gallon and says what? It's a great thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, but it's still up $1 and some change from where he took over. But even with all of that, the reception that Mr. Biden got last night was, should I say, um, it surprised me. It really surprised me. It showed me that, still during certain times, people can choose to remain decent and respectful. That's what it showed me. They treated him with decency and respect. They also didn't hold back at times when he got what was just I would call a light lashing. A light lashing. You know, people are entitled to voice their frustrations when it's well warranted. At least that's what I believe. So the introduction and the reception that he got was very surprising. I appreciate the love that was showed out for him. It was out of respect. It was out of respect for The Office. Y'all remember that movie? He said, what movie was that? He said, respect the badge, not the man. And he's like, that's all I respect. So, you know, one of those things, respect the office and not the individual. But you know, it's funny because he makes his crazy comments. Remember when they was introduced? Well, they introduced McCarthy, and you know he turned around and shook his hand and all of that stuff, and that was all cool. And then he introduced Hakeem Jeffries, and it's crazy because when he introduced Hakeem Jeffries, he made the little comment, "Oh, and you won in spite of me," like admitting that he's like a screw up. Like, really, dude, I was there grinding with you, messing everything up. And not important. That can go back too. But yeah, that's what it is. So yeah, Hakeem Jeffries. Whew. But when things are in play and you got people messed up in ways, it is what it is. It ain't like Hakeem Jeffrey did any great feat, in my opinion. It ain't like he did some great feat. He was put in that position by his people. Okay. All well and good. All well and good. But yeah, I had a good time watching Joe last night. Oh, he said Nancy Pelosi was going to go down as one of the greatest or the greatest House Speaker of all times. That's when you know he's just on the meds a little bit too much. That's when you know he's just on the meds a little bit too much. That's when you know Nancy Pelosi. Well, the movie just keeps getting better and better and better. Well, it keeps getting and more entertaining. I don't know if it gets better because it is a sad movie, but it just keeps getting more entertaining for some reason. What else did he say that was crazy? Oh, 12 million jobs in 2 years. 12 million jobs in 2 years, more than any other president in 4 years. So, of course, the fact checkers aren't going to even question if that made any sense. That's why I'm here. Another lie. Another lie. It's crazy. But if you can get the American people to go along with it, if you can get people to believe it for some reason, it's going to ride. It's going to ride. And they're going to let it ride too. So instead of the man instead of him being able to ride his accomplishments on what he's done, he wants to brag on possibilities. See what he's doing, he's feeding false hope. Not false because it can't be achieved, false because he has no intentions on doing it. He has no intentions on doing any of it. And how do I know? And why do I say that? Because he hasn't proven himself to wanting to do it to this point. So, how is he going to come out and say, let's finish the job? When a person makes a statement that way and about something this serious, and they really think in their mind that they've been accomplishing things positive, and they say, let's finish the job, they're going to continue to go in the same direction that they've been going. Remember when Joe was asked the question, would you do anything different if you knew then what you know now? No. So the playbook goes on. The movie continues. It's just on to another chapter. There's no rewind. There's no reset. There's no, let's think about running a different play. It is what it is. And that's what they're going to bring to you. So he's going to continue to feed hope, possibilities, which they won't bring, in hopes that you just keep them around. And all of and things are supposed to take time. So the things that they're saying that is supposed to happen, notice a lot of things are like pushed out to 2025. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. They want to talk about things that the American people aren't focused on, and talk about it in a complicated political way that American people can't even have a clue to figure out what, even if they're telling the truth. I mean, I'm listening to them and they're talking about medical error and all of that. Really? We don't know what the heck you are talking about. One thing we do know for sure is we got problems with Russia. We got problems in Ukraine. We got problems with China. We got problems with the border. That's what we do know for sure, Joe. So why didn't we talk about any of that? Why didn't we talk about stuff that the American people can engage in and understand? No, they just want us to get wrapped up and caught up in their double talk. They want to talk about dignity and respect and honor. That's what they want to talk about. Dignity, respect, and honor. Really? Where does that exist anywhere? I don't know. Buy American. Buy American. Buy American. Sounds good, don't it, Joe? Where'd you get that from? Where'd you get that from? Kind of stuck with you, huh? I know it sounds good, Joe. Too bad you wasn't the originator of it. I wish you would take other things, Joe, like some of the policies that were working, that had this country on the right track. Don't just steal catchphrases. Steal some of the work ethics. Steal some of the policies, Joe. Buy American. Yeah, okay. Okay. At the same time, we got millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of illegals from 160 different countries that have crossed over into this country. And he wants to talk about Buy American. Let's focus on the issue. Let's focus on what counts. Let's focus on what matters. Climate change being an existential threat to me doesn't fall up there in the category with a Chinese balloon flying over our country. No, it doesn't add up. Not by far. This is serious. This is serious, and we got to stand up and we got to take notice and figure out, you as an individual got to figure out a way that you can do whatever you can do to do what you can do. I mean, that's all I can really say. So it's a known fact now that, you know, that balloon went over our silos, our nuclear silos, and got the intelligence and got whatever information that it needed before it headed back out to sea. And then they decided to shoot it down. But you know what? I hate the fact when they want to come out and say, well, we shot it down, but you shot it down after the fact. You shot it down after the fact. So was it really, and you want to say you were surveilling it so you can get the information from it while not knowing what it was? So you're telling me you were willing to put civilian lives in jeopardy? You want to surveil something in the air that could explode maybe at any time. No, they came over here, got their info, jet it back out, and then you shot it down when everything was good. From them to let you know. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Once again, he was speaking about grant relief. From what I heard the last time, that wasn't even gone through. So why are you even speaking about that? Once again, trying to plant seeds in the minds of the weak. That's what it's all about. Planting seeds in the minds of the weak. Just the things that he said that I'm sure a lot of people picked up on. That was just crazy. He said, oh, sure, I'll fund the wall and I'll see you on the ground. You haven't even been to the border yet. See, he's playing around. He's, standing up there, being all smug, basically laughing in our face, basically. Those are sarcastic remarks that he's making. And then he's going to say, no one should be homeless, especially our veterans. But yet, today, we still have homeless veterans on the ground. Joe, let me suggest this to you. Implement an executive order ASAP as of today, like you did for these illegal immigrants. I don't call them migrants. I call them illegal immigrants, like you did for them. And let's scoop these homeless veterans off the street, Joe. It's just that easy. It's easy for you to home these millions of migrants. Why can't you get our veterans in a spot? It's just that easy. I'm not going to sit back and let you try to double talk with me, bro. I'm not the one. It's just that easy if that's what you wanted to do, but it's not really. It's not. It can't be, or to be done. Crime's gone up 43% under Joe Biden's watch. 4.3 million illegals. And let's not forget about the 13 soldiers that didn't have to lose their lives in Afghanistan. May they all rest in peace. So now the bully wants to be friends. Now the bully wants everybody to forget. Now the bully wants to start equating tit for tat and wrongs because they can no longer be on the total offensive. Are you going to fall for it, America? There are some out there that will. But I thank God there are some out there that won't. So, yo, before I wrap up, I want to give a special shout out and a special birthday to my partner in crime, young man, CJ Andrews. Y'all know him. He's the son of AJ Andrews. And want to give a shout out to Miss Victoria White and all of the J6ers. Y'all are in our prayers. And remember, if you want to be a guest in the lab, hey, just come. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it. Let's agree to disagree if need be. And let's have a conversation. So, hey, from your man here in the lab, I appreciate you for tuning in. Y'all make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Your band is back up on YouTube. Also, Rumble, Twitter, Instagram, IG. Y'all know what to do. In the meantime, in between time, either be there or be what? I'm out. Deuces.